Before I left for my 3-month trip, I suggested to my boyfriend that we try having an open relationship. It was meant to be a precaution, not an invitation. Now, only 6 days into being away, I've learned he's been with another woman almost every night in our apartment. The news crushed me, and I feel the need to explain everything that led to this point. This trip had been planned for years. My best friend, Tori, and I had always dreamed of taking a long adventure together. And once she graduated in December, we finally set it in motion. Daniel, my boyfriend, knew about these plans from the start. The idea of opening our relationship actually came from a story my friend Michelle once shared. A few years ago, she took a similar trip with a friend, and while traveling, both of them cheated on their long-term boyfriends. Later, when their secrets came out, the fallout destroyed Michelle's relationship and strained her friendship beyond repair. At first, I judged her harshly, but after hearing her side, I began to understand how it happened. She explained it was never about love, just a drunken one-night encounter, safe and meaningless. Even then, I told her I could never betray Daniel like that. But about a month before leaving, Michelle asked me what my plan was while being away, and that question stuck in my mind. I knew I could survive 3 months without intimacy, but I also didn't want to risk being tempted and doing something behind Daniel's back. Michelle argued that traveling is about new experiences, and sometimes that includes casual encounters. She even said Daniel would probably suspect me regardless, so being upfront would be better than leaving room for doubt. That night, I decided to talk to Daniel. I told him I wasn't planning to sleep with anyone, but if something happened while partying in another country, I didn't think it should ruin what we had. Especially if it was a one-time, protected fling with someone I'd never see again. I also made it clear he would have the same freedom if he wanted. Daniel wasn't happy about it, but he agreed. His words still echo in my head. If I say no, I'll still worry you'll do it anyway. Now that you've asked, there's nothing I can really do to stop you. Since he's more of a homebody who prefers staying in, gaming, or watching shows, I honestly didn't expect him to take advantage of the arrangement. On February 17th, Tori and I finally left. By February 23rd, I was writing about all of this. The trip has been fun, though also a bit stressful. We haven't even been partying much. One night, we chatted with a few guys, but it went nowhere. Then tonight, I checked my email and saw a message from Kay, the older woman who lives above us. She said she wrestled with whether to tell me, but felt I deserved the truth. Daniel had been seeing another woman since the day I left. According to her, there was no doubt about it. This woman had been in our apartment nearly every night, and Kay even overheard them together. My heart broke. I thought I could handle the idea of an open relationship, but I can't. This wasn't what I wanted at all. My intention was to give us both freedom for rare, harmless situations, not to see him repeatedly sleeping with someone else. And deep down, I think I know who it is. One of his coworkers who always seemed a little too close to him. Now I regret ever listening to Michelle. The truth is, I don't want him with other women, and I don't want to be with other men. I just want us back to how we were before all this. I feel shattered, and I need advice from women who've been through something similar. Tori hasn't been supportive. She told me to grow up and accept the consequences of what I asked for. But isn't it human to regret things? Don't people have the right to change their minds? What I'm really struggling with is how to tell Daniel this has to stop without sounding hypocritical. I want to promise him that I'll stay faithful during the trip, and that I still want our relationship, but at the same time, I don't know how I'll even look at him when I return. The whole situation makes me sick. The responses I've received so far have been brutal. People are saying this was always about me, that I only thought about my own freedom without considering how it would affect him. Some pointed out that even suggesting an open relationship plants doubt, that it makes your partner feel like they're not enough. And they're right. I should have known that if Daniel had the chance, he might take it. Some commenters believe he's already done with me and will end things when I get back. Others think even if I tell him I've stayed faithful, he won't believe me. From his perspective, he probably assumed this trip was about me hooking up with strangers. I tried explaining myself. I admitted I messed up and that I know I caused this. I don't need more reminders of how selfish it was. I already feel it. What I need is a way forward. Tori suggested I email him, confess that I regret suggesting the arrangement, tell him I haven't been with anyone, and ask that we commit fully to each other again. I wasn't planning to mention Kay's email, or what I know about the other woman. But then the criticism got even sharper. People accused me of only wanting to change the rules now that Daniel is enjoying himself. They called me manipulative and hypocritical for wanting the freedom when it suited me, but trying to revoke it once it hurt. They said Daniel would just laugh at me if I demanded loyalty now. After that, I stopped responding. The comments were too harsh, and I couldn't take more judgment. There haven't been any updates since. All I can do now is hope that when I return home, Daniel chooses what's best for him, even if that means letting me go.